if I put the mic on, doesn't it? Happy Monday, everyone. Oh, sorry, it took me a second to get in here. Just jumped out of a session and went right up to the minute here, literally. So I wanted to pop in here and kind of go over what the heck was going on this weekend. Check in and see how everybody's doing. We had that massive full body like blast last, I guess it was Thursday. And then the weekend, it kind of kept going. Let me move the melon here. You can see that. So this is today. This was yesterday and last night, which you could tell we went back into this interesting thing. So this was Saturday, and you can see that there was like a purge. We're in this pattern again that is, we're igniting, we're recalibrating. And that's again, when we go into this is nothing to sneeze at, because that is causing extreme fatigue. I don't know how you guys did yesterday. Just nothing happened. We had a beautiful group class on Saturday. Oh my gosh. So much really cool wisdom came in from the guides. And thank you to everybody who contributed, sharing their experience, because those, as you were sharing, the guides were just coming with golden nuggets. And thank you again to everyone who participated in that. It was a really powerful and transformative class. So I always look forward to those. They keep getting yummier and yummier. And had a lot of stuff to do with the high heart, really helping to support us all in this integration. And really, how do I choose my highest timeline? And recognizing when you're not choosing your highest timeline, also important, right? Okay, wait, what am I focused on right now? What? Right now, I'm focused on the love train. So let's see. First and foremost, let's welcome. There were some new subscribers over the last few days. I have not had a chance to go peek and see who you are, but if you are new here today, please let me know in the comments and we will give you a proper love train welcome. Let's see. I see Christine's here. Donna's here from Michigan. Manu's here. Carol in Massachusetts. Rosemary is here. Christina, hello. Georgia, who's back in Arizona. Hello, Vicky. Just getting ready to meditate, and here I am. There you go. Let's see. Helene's here from Finland. Robin's in New York City. Hello, Robin. Ellen in Ohio. Mary Beth in Hawaii. I love this. I mean, this love train is just so expansive and amazing. I see Tali. Hello, Tali. Awesome, awesome. Hey, Cheryl. Beautiful. All good stuff here. Okay, and Care is here. Hey, Care. Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to come in here today, do a couple of things. Number one, so yeah, the aches. So feeling achy, feeling fatigued, the brain fog. Oh my gosh. And I knew I was taking a risk yesterday because I wanted to post, before I forget, I have an amazing guest. I met her when I was in my little sanctuary last week. And again, I don't even think there were 10 people at this location, and she and I connected. And so her name is Jody Monster, and Jody is a creative writing instructor. And she has been noticing that as she's teaching people how to express themselves through creative writing, how that she was witnessing their healing. And it was so cool, because as we got to talking, there was a natural synergy. And I said, oh my gosh, I have so many people in my community that I know do write or want to write. And so she's coming on. We're going to do like a live together next Tuesday, July 29th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so you guys will be able to ask questions, but really, I think she's going to share a little bit about her process. And then if you guys want to sign up for a workshop with her, we'll have the information for all of you. But it's a great for those of you who think, right, or maybe you told yourself that lie, I like writing, but I'm not good at it, right? Or someone told you aren't good at it. So remember, the more writing is a form of self-expression. Self-expression is one of the highest forms of self-love, one of the highest. And we made ourselves small and got into judgment and criticism because maybe somebody else said something about it. And so this is one of the ways that, painting, coloring, gardening, cooking, playing music, even listening to music, all things, anything that you're doing to express yourself is critical for your alignment. And so, I'm looking forward to having her and to be able to offer this to our community. For those of you, if you even slightly think that you've been interested in writing in any way, I really encourage you to come, stop in and listen. It will stay here live if you can't make the live, of course, so you'll be able to catch that replay. Again, so yeah, I was laughing because I went into Canva last night and I was like, I'm going to I'll make a little flyer for, I wanted to announce that Jody was going to be on to give everybody enough time, right? A good week in advance to plan their calendar in case you're able to make it. And of course I typed the wrong date. Typed the wrong date, not just on the on my little Canva flyer, but in the thing. I have since corrected it, and thank you to you guys know I go messy and course correct. But with that, I do want everybody to have the right day and time. So it is correct now. It's under posts, and it is Tuesday the 29th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Another thing, and I'm glad I didn't post this because again, then all of a sudden I was like, I better stop posting and just chill out and rest because that's what my body wanted to do. I drank a ton of water. I'm still drinking it today. So hydrating in this, necessary. And then before I get into like different things that we're seeing and feeling, I do want to talk about another thing for those of you who are interested in doing the Starseed quiz. So this is if you want to know what Starseed family you may be connected to, or possibly soul identity, soul families. At the last retreat, we did this as an activity, and I had no idea, of course, right? Because the guides brought this quiz to me, right? So my guides brought it to me because I wanted it to be blind, because I didn't want to just say, oh, you are this or you are that. And the quiz is designed to help you intuitively feel a resonance with your starseed family. So, and what happened immediately once everybody was reading the questions is I noticed it was like all noodle soup. There was batches and batches of noodle soup because it was like, oh, wait, how do I want to answer this, right? Versus how do I feel? So once I realized that, okay, I gotta help guide everybody out of their noodle. And so I wanted to do this as a free, and it is absolutely free, but we're doing it in a private Zoom. I'm not recording it because that doesn't help anybody in the future. So it's going to be a private Zoom this Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will post it today, and you need to register for the Zoom just like we do for focus group every week. Okay. So it's going to be a private Zoom. That way people don't have to be nervous on camera or whatever. Yeah. You don't even need to be on camera, but if you are, it helps me because I'm going to guide. So if someone gets into their head, guide them to the answer that their soul right? Because it's a soul reading. And when we go into our 3D noodle soup, your answers come from the 3D and not the realm. Your soul comes from pure love and light. So this may or may not make sense. It makes sense to me, which is all that matters because I'm running the workshop. And those of you, there are some of you who I've done this process with where I could tell, by the way, when you fill out the form, if you're not in your heart, I can feel it. I can feel the answer and go, no, that's the noodle. And so there are some of you who signed up for the soul mission, which is a much bigger, deeper report, right? And I reached out to you and said, hey, we're going to do your starseed thing, but we need to do it one-on-one because you answered from the noodle. Let's redo it and let's do it. And so that's going to be what we're doing Friday. It's going to be a private Zoom where we're going to go through the entire quiz, and anybody that needs guidance that's in their head, we're going to give you the answer your soul is wanting you to come to. And then from there, you'll be able to discover your starseed family and soul identity. From that, once you have that information, you can then go start to look into what your soul mission is. But it's really, when you have that piece, it puts a lot of things, that alone gives you a new awareness about you and what you want to do. Care, can we do it on a recording? Honestly, Care, the guides were like, no, because they want people to feel free to have that interaction with me live and privately, because the quiz generates a lot of fear. It's crazy. It really does. And so, it's going to be, anybody can like raise their hand or go into the chat on a specific question if they're feeling like they're not getting an authentic answer. And it's really going to be to me guiding everybody. It's going to really be like very, very, very personal for each person taking it. And they're just saying that once that is done, that's the best. That was just how it was. The guidance was clear on that, to keep it super, so everybody feels safe doing it. Yeah. Christina, I did it with Patty in the soul mission reading, and it was really helpful having the help. Oh yes. She says she's a famous noodle soup chef. Well, Christina, I used to be a fabulous noodle soup chef myself, but yes, we, yeah. And it makes a huge difference. All I can tell you is that I'm able to receive, right? One of my gifts is receiving a message from your soul. So when you're saying it's number 8, I'm number 8, the soul go, nope, look here. And your soul literally will guide me to the correct answer. And then, once I bring it forward, it's interesting how the awareness comes in. Once you really feel into it and you realize you're out of your head, you feel into it. But it's interesting how that that quiz just got a lot of people in their heads. And really, so we're going to keep everybody in their heart and do that. Yes, that'll be posted when I'm done today. As soon as I'm done this live, I will put it so for those of you who don't know, if you're on your cell phone, because let me tell you, I've had some people say, I can't see your posts. On the computer, you can see it because you see a line across that has, I'm actually going to cheat and look at my phone because I don't even know this off the top of my head. Okay. So when you see like the word home, videos, live, and playlists, you have to scroll. When you scroll a little to the left, beyond the word playlist is the word post. So this is mostly if you're on your cell phone. There's the posts is after, it's showing up here. So see playlist posts right there. And so that's how you find it there. And then here, so that's always where I post if I'm going to do a live. And I know that if you're on your cell phone and if you don't swipe left, you can't actually see that button to be able to access the community post. So I thought, what a good time to share that too. Is everyone a star seed? Well, many, because we're here aiding in ascension, many do have starseed families, is how it's presented, right? Which means that your soul spent time in a particular starseed. Now, you can have multiples. What I'm being drawn to, just, intuitively, my guides are drawing me to the one that is dominant right now. This is a very now thing. Like, I've identified my own star seeds, but the one for me that is 1,000% dominant is the Andromedans. I also absolutely know my soul identities too. But for me right now, like the ones that are really calling me, it's like ring, ring. Hello, the Andromedans are here, Patty. here's what we're here to help you with. And it's funny because I was having a conversation earlier today with a Andromedan soul sister, and she's getting amazing guidance, like truly amazing guidance. And so it's right now which one's dominant in your field is what comes forward in the readings. Can people be angels? 100% there. I know a few. And by the way, and yes, they're angel. If I told you that and you met the Who Man, you'd say, oh, they are. Yes, there are angels incarnate to help in ascension. However, you can be an angel incarnate and also have a starseed. Remember, our soul has had, our soul has had, is infinite, right? Our soul's eternal, I meant to say. So has had many, many journeys within the galaxies. And so, for now, dragons are elementals. So, so now you're getting into different realms there. The dragons and the fairies are all in the elementals. So those are not existing. In other words, a dragon didn't take on a human form. You're a soul focused into a body. Can you also be an angel focused into a body? Yes. However, it's usually temporary right now, where they focus into a form to aid someone in the moment, if that makes sense. But that is separate from, this is tying a starseed family that we are ready to perceive and receiving. Some are already receiving guidance from their starseed family. And it's very specific to exactly where we're at right now. So, I know there's a lot, the galactic realm conversation really is, I know a lot of your curiosity about it, but I really keep it to where my guides brought to me in February, and they said starseed education. Okay. Because I know, like, the stuff my guides give me, you guys, is this crazy big layer cake. And I know that there's stuff on the layer cake that if I said it right now, I would just get a bunch of blank, like, what? And it all comes forward, and we get the layer when we're ready to, right? When we're ready to receive it, which for me, I have learned, when we're ready to perceive it is when they bring the information to me. And so, but what's cool though, is if you're curious about angels, check into the angels. If you're curious about dragon energy, the dragons are healing in a big time. They've been around since, heavy presence, I should say, in our, it's probably the celestial realm where they're coming in, because they come forward with what they call dragon energy for healing in the quantum field. I know, see, I can quickly turn this into a what the F is she talking about conversation. But all I can tell you though is, if you have a curiosity about these things, then find something that feels like a reliable source, and, do some reading or follow up with it. But with this respect to what we're doing Friday, it's going to be guidance, soul and spiritual guidance, to be able to complete the starseed quiz, so that you can see where you may have, your soul may have been playing for a little bit. And it does bring in, all I'll tell you, when you hit it, there's a resonance that you go, oh my gosh, that I could actually feel that's me. Joanne, resonance of a star family and family soul mission has been such a beautiful experience, which led me shifting into my soul mission that I've always known, gave me the spark to move forward. Yeah, beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Joanne. Yeah. She said the clarity of soul guidance has helped and encouraged me. It does, because what you're doing is, thanks for sharing that, Joanne, so much, because you're in your heart now. And, for so many of us, we say what's in your heart. And when we come out of the third dimension, it's like, why do I get crickets? I had crickets for a long time. But then when I start making these connections and knowing, oh, okay, so my soul's journey is tied to my human's purpose, then it really does give you courage, because I call them like guardrails, but they're not defensive. It's just kind of like, okay, it helps you with your soul alignment, which is really what you came here to be, in full alignment with your soul. Yeah, Christina says me too. And so, yeah, so I for this, and then once we complete that quiz, we'll see, some of you will know if you're ready then to go to that next step and then discover your soul mission. Some weren't ready, because if you're still in doubt or having a belief system, it's okay. It just means that you're not ready to allow that into your field. And So, but just going through the information from an intuitive, energetic standpoint is the key. Because it's just not something logically that's meant to happen, because this is literally all about your soul's journey. And the who man is just now learning to accept that, right? And incorporate it and integrate it. But and the beauty is all this is living in your heart the whole time. Yep. What? I know. Isn't it great that we're having these conversations finally, though? I'll tell you, I'm excited because that's where the fun is. It truly is. And I know I love every single soul mission reading that I've done. Gosh, they're so unique to the individual. There are no two that have one thing similar, not one. And they could be from the same starseed family. Their reading has absolutely nothing to do. So it's really a beautiful tool to help, again, it just helps to drive you. It just helps to drive you forward. Robin, can your soul's mission be holding the light? Well, all of us, everybody incarnated here came forward to hold the light. That's step one. But the soul mission, Robin, is tied to something in your heart that you wanted to experience in the human body. So these are experiences that that your soul wanted to have in a human body. So being the light is the standard. That's just that's part of ascension and awakening. Yeah. But there are things that you choose it has to do with soul expression, self-expression, they're saying. There's a way that you wanted to self-express in this incarnation. Let's see. Let's see what else. All right. So let's talk about this energy now. So, okay. So I pulled this at 11 a.m. So you can see this happened, I want to say 4 a.m.-ish that one, because I felt the heat with this one. So if you're feeling heat, ringing in the ears, fatigue, lots of, so the body aches, just so you know, and I think I went through this last week too, when we had this same weird pattern going on, and then followed by this almost period of darkness, it feels like, is they showed me Cupid drawing back the bow. And this is, so when they draw it back, it's pulling our body's magnetics. And again, welcome to 2025 Ascension, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. My guide showed the water in my body going out like plasma out of my feet, getting activated, and then coming back in. And kind of that's what it felt like. And so the exhaustion and all, what they're showing me is it's recalibration. And what else? DNA, they keep using the word, is being ignited. So we have dormant DNA that is now being activated, right? So there is basically we're recalibrating, we're remembering, we're integrating, we're grounding, and at the same time, our consciousness is leaping forward. The last week there was the endocrine system was getting an upgrade, and then also the pineal gland and the pituitary gland were getting an upgrade, right? And we know the upper chakras have been in play a long time, because this is where, right? That's where that is where your sixth sense lies, right? That's where your higher self, you have the most access, right? As we go up, the highest chakras are the least dense. So this is where a lot of changes happening. And I'll tell you, I got to say this too. Men are feeling a lot with emotion and physical pain with this. A lot, because what's happening is all constructs of the third dimension are collapsing, those timelines. So the timelines where, men were told you're completely responsible for everybody in your family, or you suck, right? Versus, oh, everybody in your family is a powerful creator, and you're just here to shine your light and lead and inspire and guide. See, so a lot of the old constructs, just right. And it has, so those are really getting purged right now. And so if you have, really, if you have guys in your family in any way or friends, really, and I know you're going through it too, but having compassion and an understanding that they're really feeling it more physically, than females right now. And again, it usually has to do with what's the depth of the belief system and how long has that been crammed in, and it's false, right? And it's a false belief system. Someone, will it ever? So we're always ascending, but we are here, we're like literally in the middle of the Great Awakening. And so if you've noticed, right, we're all shifting. We're all shifting. Will we start feeling better? 100%. The better it gets, the better it gets. I get physical symptoms. They're very temporary. Like this, for example, I felt heat in my body for maybe about 30 minutes. I didn't wake up. It was 4 a.m. and I was like, oh gosh, I still feel tired. I knew my body wanted more rest. I drank some water. I went back to sleep. I normally wake up around 5 without an alarm. I didn't wake up until 9:30. So that's when I looked at the clock, I was like, oh, okay. And I just said, thank you. I also knew that I had jumped timelines. I could feel it. Was absolutely disoriented, didn't know it was Monday, had to like stare at my calendar 10 times again. I had private clients on there. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to be late. I'm good. That's good. And then I just took it from there and instantly went to the water. Drinking, hydrating right now is super important. And so is Ascension going to be, we're here to expand consciousness. But we chose to come here. Those of us, well, those are here in the love train, especially, you chose to come here during the Great Awakening to share your gift, to heal yourself and share your gift. Bring the healed version of you forward, because the healed version of you already existed. Yes. But you chose to come here and collapse all those timelines that are no longer serving us. And it absolutely, absolutely gets better. And don't look, so we're not really looking for a finish line either. We were waiting for 5D energies to be here. The matrix, 3D matrix fully is collapsed. So now it's choosing. Are you choosing the 5D timeline, choosing to create? We create our own reality in every now moment. And so in every now moment, you can choose to be in pure love and light, and that's what gets reflected back to you. And I know it's possible. It's literally how I'm guided now to live my life. And it truly, and what's the word I'm looking for? Gabriel, come on in anytime. Manifest. Thank you. Manifestation is instantaneous almost when you're in, and by that it's going into form when you're in pure love and light. It goes into form immediately in the conscious, right? In the realm of consciousness, in your imagination, in the 6th dimension. And then you are able to focus things into form rather easily. And I know many in the community are starting to feel things, see things coming to them without them even asking. Just having that alignment, everything's energetic alignment. And so we're learning to align with these higher timelines and beautiful things. It's absolutely a beautiful journey. I love this community so much, because you're part of my journey, and then witnessing other people in the community awakening to their power and seeing it and feeling it is just absolutely lights me up. It's like, why else would I be here? So it does get better as we release. Great question though. I know it can feel like, but instead of focusing on, no one's broken. We're just letting go of the old timeline and focusing and making new choices. Yeah, lots of yeah, let's see. Yep. Anything. Yeah. Remember anything physical that comes up, I know this is happening for me, even though I can't understand it right now. And it's okay to acknowledge right now, this is making me upset right now. Acknowledge that, but we always want to praise your body and tell it what a great job it's doing. Because when you get into resistance and judging your body, now that makes the road bumpier. So the quicker we get into alignment and just accept what is, the moment you accept what is, you're in peace. You're in peace. So if you have like yesterday, this, by the way, was causing pressure in my melon. I was getting the melon baller. I know what I did. Got a whole ice pack out, put my blinder, my little mask on, and stuck that thing on top of my head and felt good. So you just do what you have to do to make the body feel comfortable. And then when it was passing, I was guided to put one of my crystals on my third eye. So I did that. And then I was like, and it still is roasting. Whatever's going on in here, there's like fire. So it's still roasting. I just touched. I'm like, whoo. So see, there's stuff going on under that skin that we do not need to know. Just know it is an upgrade, and it's helping you to, live from your highest available timeline. So, we no one said it was going to be easy, but there is a beautiful turning point where you do get to really enjoy it. And you can look at it with, I try to look at it with humor. I really do. This is why I don't take it too seriously, because I recognize there was a point where I was like, okay, we just take this as it comes, and then find those beautiful moments where everything is at peace. And like focus group is a great example. We all come together, our light gets combined, and it's just a time where you feel so yummy. The group class that we had on Saturday was such a beautiful grounding energy. I mean, absolutely. And then that resonates with you. And so we have the ability to create those moments now. So we don't have to wait to feel peace. We do it every week together. And we're going to do it today because we're going to ground. We are going to ground. Awesome. So I love it when you guys come in here and say, hey, here's what's going on. What is this? Because it just helps. It helps for me to, just share my experience. And again, everybody's experience is different. For some of you, this may or may not have woken you up. Or you may have excess energy, or your solar plexus may be going, because it's your power center. Anybody who felt powerless, you're going to, or you'll start questioning your power, right? It's that the thing you're ready to let go of, remember, it gets louder. It gets louder when it's ready to go. It's almost like it's ticked. I did a quantum healing Saturday evening, and it was beautiful because there was a vision of arms outstretched and hugging all scared parts. And it was like, that's where the consciousness had gotten to, where it was like, oh, I'm not mad at that part that does that. I'm coming into full love and appreciation, and just giving it a big warm hug and knowing it's okay. And once that part knows that, it goes to the light and it's alchemized and it becomes, whole again. And so there really is a lot of so much shifting that's really, really beautiful right now. Care, the feeling of peace is becoming more and more prevalent. Oh my God, yes, 100%. I wake up and my mind is quiet, and that's something that's new. I was like, just like you guys, anything could get, anything can seem to be able to get it going, right? Or you start looking at your surroundings and going, what's going on, right? You're starting to, your everyday human life starts. And it's beautiful. I wake up in absolute peace, and I milk it. I call in my angels. I plan my fun. What am I going to do for fun today? Show me more fun. And that's how I set my intention. And then from there, I roll into, and then I do something for myself. Oh, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to expand the moment. Does my body need anything right now to feel good? I'm going to do that. Ooh, who would I want to talk to today? And I knew I wanted to talk to my Andromedan soul sister, and I texted and we got on the phone because you know, whatever you need to do to also feel that connection for you, that helps reinforce what we're going through, and just go really do what feels good for you. What do I want to do? Remember, the have to and the should is third dimension. It's the old timeline that you're getting rid of. Let's see. All right, let me show you the shakalaka chart, and then we're going to ground. La, la, la. Let's see what we got here. Where did I hide this? Oh, Zoom keeps changing things. They're moving. Okay. Where on earth is my... They did another upgrade. I found it. They tried to hide my shakalaka chart from me. Fear not. Nice try. Here we go. See, I'm telling you got to roll with it. I got kicked off Zoom in the middle of our class on Saturday. I was laughing and I was like, oh no, I've been here before. We got right back in. You just got to go with it, right? Lots of tech glitches and all that stuff. Just roll with the punches. Okay, so this is what we felt overnight. This was yesterday, and you can see it doesn't look like a lot, little pushes here and there, but this again, this is though the magnetics, this is the magnetics of the earth are shifting. So it's kind of like pulling back and then going forward, and that's why it can feel like that's energetically, it does feel like we're like, right, see all these, it's like a little bump and then you have rest, and then we get a big bump and then a little rest. So it can feel very jarring, can be difficult to ground. And again, there's a lot of physical upgrades going on right now. And so whatever you're feeling for you, just know that, you know, with these things, they're temporary. And it's all of the, it's a lot of, there's upgrading, there's integration, and there's igniting, as they call it, right? Look at this, like here, you can see all the upper chakras are really getting, and that's sustained. So on the chart, it looks like there's a bunch of spaces, right? But look at the energy didn't let go. See, there's spaces in between the light there, but energetically, just because there were spaces, this tells it more. Look at the root chakra. This is letting go of false identities. If you're in lack energy, that's going to be louder in your mind, right? If you're feeling like your heart is hurting, that's going to, solar plexus, loss of power, you're going to feel it in there. And then again, and the upper chakras have been getting upgraded, massive upgrades, because it's a huge part. This is a spiritual awakening. This is us awakening to the fact that we're a light body focused into the Who Man meat suit. Yes, we are. Okay. Okay. So I think a good old-fashioned love train grounding is in order here to just help us all kind of, the guides are showing me that really what we're doing with this one, not just grounding into Gaia, but they want us all to come to center. So just, I think, because when we're wobbling like this, it's like, okay, where's that center that feels yummy? So that's what we're going to do here right now. So, you know, I'd like a little ambiance change. So let me go in here. They find these, they tried to hide my backgrounds here unsuccessfully. I found it, Zoom. All right, here we go. Remember, when we shift timelines, this stuff happens. By the way, if you're losing things, feel like you're repeating something, forget why you went to the refrigerator, forget what you were doing, our consciousness is still really flying forward, and timelines are collapsing, and it can feel like they're just like popping, you're popping into moments that you don't recognize, is very common. Also, crazy dreams 1000% with this energy. Definitely. So I wanted to throw that in there. All right. So if you are driving, please listen to this later. And let's see if we can get everybody to center here, and I can tell where they're sending us. So get into a comfortable position, and you can close your eyes and then really bring your attention to the breath. And it's beautiful. This came through on Saturday and I want to share it now. When you're focusing on your breath and your breathing, really guiding your breath into your body and then guiding your breath out, really following it, you cannot be in your noodle. You can, which means you are exquisitely present, which is where all your power is. So keep that in mind, the breath work. And I can tell my guides have been bringing in more and more breath work. So today, see if you can really, when I say focus on your breath, really just allow the words that are coming from me to float in the background and keep your energy and your intent focused on the breath. Okay. All right. So we're going to take a nice slow inhale. Pausing at the top. And exhale all the way down to Gaia's sacred heart. Inhale, come up to your heart space. Pause here for a moment. And exhale back down to Gaia's heart. And now we're going to stay in Gaia's heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, merge your light with hers. Inhale, come up to your heart space. And while you're here, notice if the front door to your heart is open. See, sense, or feel it. If you want, you can put your hand over your heart and see if you feel the energy there. And then also take a moment to notice if the back door to your sacred heart is open. And if not, just take an inhale and gently guide it open on the exhale. Nice. Take an inhale. Expand the light in your heart. See, sense, or feel it getting bigger. On the exhale, see the threshold. There's a golden threshold to your sacred heart. And we're going to take another inhale. On the exhale, move through that threshold. And then we're being guided to have a seat here. So you're having a nice cozy seat in the chamber of your sacred heart. And this is the area so that you know it's physically in the area behind your physical heart. Okay, so it's the area behind your physical heart. Imagine that you've gone through this golden threshold and we're just seated there, and take an inhale, expand your light. Exhale, light up the cells in your body. Take an inhale, expand the light again, and exhale, send your light to fill the room or space you're in. Now take an inhale, staying in the space of your sacred heart, and see if you can now direct your energy on the next breath back down to Gaia's sacred heart. Now they're having us make a triangle here. You're going to inhale up to your physical heart, exhale energy to your sacred heart, inhale back down to Gaia's sacred heart, exhale to your physical heart, and inhale, we're going to go back to the sacred heart. Stay here for a few breaths. And then when you're ready, just slowly wiggle your fingers and toes and open your eyes. Interesting what they did there. I know Some of the exhales were going in a different energetic direction, but I think they're showing us how you can intend and send your energy and your light where you need it to go. Really good. You guys are so good at grounding. That felt good. I love those sacred hearts. And just so you guys know, so for me, when we go into Gaia's sacred heart, I see it as a emerald crystalline, just surrounded by bunch of faceted emerald crystals. That's how I see Gaia's sacred heart. And then our physical, our sacred heart, the human sacred heart. And by the way, you can perceive it. You perceive it in whatever way comes to you, right? This is just, I share my experience, but yours, you may perceive it completely different. There's no wrong way. But I see the sacred heart as a mixture of pink and green light, that space. And so that was really, really cool how they took us there. Centered and calm. Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's good. There is so much power now in group meditation. Because right, think of it, we're all vibrating at a higher and higher rate. And we come together here in this beautiful space. It really does magnify, the whole experience gets magnified. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jen says, I'm noticing on inhales to my sacred heart, I yawn almost every time. Yeah, so that's you're releasing, that's when we yawn, that means that a dense energy got released because you're calling light into that power center. Anything dense that is just coming out of your body. So that's beautiful. So now you know if to power up, go into the sacred heart. And that's a great way to release anything not serving. So good. Really, really good. And oh my gosh, I feel like I've been crawling in the desert. It's only been like 15 minutes since I had a glass of water. So please hydrate, keep hydrating. And again, reminders. So Friday, I will be posting that immediately as soon as I get off here. Friday is going to be the Starseed quiz. And then next Tuesday, the 29th, I have a guest. We're going to do a live. She's a creative writing instructor at a beautiful soul. Her name is Jody Monster. And there's a post in there about that. That's going to be Tuesday, the 29th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I'm going to surprise you guys this week with the water ritual. Yep, I'm waiting for that to come in when it's time. So sending you guys lots of love. Thank you so much. If you're new here today, welcome to the Love Train, and welcome to Mr. Toad's Wild Ride as we continue. Have a beautiful afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Mwah.